Yep. Getting ready. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to If I Can, You Can. So real quickly, we're going to talk about Resident Evil. If you can see right here, Resident Evil Biohazard. Resident Evil 7 is the game we're going to talk about right now. I'm going to give you my personal review about this. So everyone on the channel wants me to give reviews about the games that I played and the games that I beat. So Resident Evil 7 Biohazard is a game that I purchased. I purchased this game for the PlayStation 4 when it released. It launched a few years ago, 2017, 18, somewhere around there. I didn't play the game till recently. I probably played it recently on the channel that I built it. It's one of the first games that I've played on the channel that I streamed. I've got to tell you right now, my personal opinion. So here's the truth. Resident Evil Biohazard is a phenomenal game. And I'm very mad that I didn't play it when it first launched. The best way I could put it is I pre-ordered it. This is a game that I wanted to play, and I didn't play it till recently, like I said before. So let me tell you about Biohazard. If you haven't played this game, this is my review, so I'm going to give it to you right now. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard is different than any other Resident Evil game out there. I grew up playing Resident Evil. Resident Evil was one of the first games that I ever got on my PlayStation. Resident Evil and Final Fantasy VII were the first games that I ever played on the original PlayStation. This is when I was introduced to the PlayStation. Now, I grew up playing Nintendo and all that stuff, but when I played Resident Evil for the first time, I grew up and I believed in a franchise and I got into it. So Resident Evil 7 is different from any other Resident Evil game you have ever played in your life. The story mode is different. It's not, you know, that zombies kind of effect that you normally are used to. So understand that if you're going to play Resident Evil 7 Biohazard, it's a lot different than any other Resident Evil games if you ever played in your life. I think the story was phenomenal. I think the gameplay was phenomenal. I think the items, everything that had to do with that game, I thought was perfect, was brilliant. And every time that I played that game, and the further that I got into it, and you could check it on my channel, I have it there, a full walkthrough from the beginning to the end of Resident Evil 7. It was, to me, an incredible game, the way they put it together. And there's nothing more that I can say other than Final Fantasy VII and Resident Evil were the first two games that I grew up on. They did a great job with Biohazard. Like I said again, if you grew up playing the Resident Evil games 1, 2, 3, 0, Code Veronica, Biohazard is totally on another level of gameplay, the mechanics, just the way the weaponry is, the story. It's so different. It's so hard to explain to you, but I gotta tell you right now, probably one of the greatest games that I beat. I was applauding. I was applauding when I beat the game. That's how good it was. So for me, if I was to give it a 1 to 10, I would say Resident Evil Biohazard was literally a solid 8. That was a great game. Great game. You can catch it on my channel. Just click, go into the playlist. You can see it right there. For me, Resident Evil 7, 100% was a phenomenal game. They did a good job with it. And you get an 8 out of 10 for me. Awesome game. You got to try it out. If you never played it, please download it at the PlayStation Store. You can get it at a GameStop near you. It doesn't cost that much. It's a phenomenal game, and I think you guys should definitely play it. And That's my intake on that. Resident Evil 7 Biohazard. Hands down, phenomenal game. Please like, subscribe, and I'll see you on my next review.